If there's one thing I've always loved, it's cooking myself a good meal. And I mean a really good meal. But I gotta say, lately I've been so busy, I think I'm just running out of ideas. I always go to the store and I'm so overwhelmed. I mean, do I want a zucchini or a cucumber? Do I want this? Do I want that? Not to mention, I don't know how fresh these ingredients are, and I'd like to know that I'm eating quality food. HelloFresh gets me right out of that cooking rut. It takes the guesswork out of meal planning, and there's over 40 recipes to choose from every single week. Not to mention, the produce is farm to door for peak ripeness for a bunch of different chef-crafted recipes. So come on, what are you waiting for? Go to hellofresh.com/50shadow and use code 50shadow for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50shadow. Use code 50shadow for 50% off plus free shipping to receive America's #1 meal kit.
Waiting on a tax return? Hopefully it ends up in your hands. Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Our U.S.-based restoration specialists are experts dedicated to helping solve your identity theft issues. And all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. So we'll reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Help protect your information this tax season with LifeLock. Save up to 25% your first year at LifeLock.com/aware.
This is Shadow Realm.
Previously on Shadow Realm.
Have I landed in Pataal Lok? This is the subterranean realm of the universe, otherwise known as the underworld or the netherworld.
It wasn't until the Rishiji had completely gone that I heard a familiar voice.
Arya? Arya, where are you?
Kamal? Oh no, how did you get here? Why are you here?
I followed you through the door in the wall. I was worried. You know, it can be dangerous at this time of night and people out on the streets are kind of crazy. Oh my, it's beautiful here. Wow, the hills, the meadows, the colors. It's gorgeous. How come I never knew about this place before?
Because you're not supposed to be here. Normal people can't come into these dimensions.
What do you mean, normal people? You're here. Why can't I be? And dimensions? What are you talking about?
That's different. I can travel between worlds. I'm different than you.
Not that different. All I had to do was walk through a door and here I am.
No, okay, listen, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm totally different from you. Just in a certain way, I have Brahman Shakti.
What? What the heck is a Brahman Shakti?
Okay, it's basically like Okay, look. It's hard for me to explain. I shouldn't have left your house without saying anything, and I'm sorry for that, but a vision just totally consumed me.
A vision?
Yes, okay, a vision. A vision. I know it's hard to believe, but when we were playing that game, I saw Mahabali, and I've been looking for him. So when I saw him take off, I had to follow him.
Oh, come on, Arya. I know you've been fascinated by all these stories, but let me give you some advice, as someone who's been a regular at this festival for 17 years. No one's ever seen Mahabali. At least no one that I know of. It's all just some big myth that everyone celebrates.
It's not, though. It's not just some myth, Kamal. Mahabali is real.
Look, we hold fast to these traditions because we believe them to be auspicious. It's how we make sense of the world, and honestly, we believe it brings luck into our home and family. It's, an excuse to bring the community together. It's become part of what we do, but come on, Arya, it's not like anybody's actually seen the immortal.
Well, maybe that's because it never occurred to you to look. And I mean, like, really look.
We always say, Mahabali will come to Onam Sadhya, or that you'll see him on one of those elephants, but it's not something that you actually think will happen.
I tried to fathom Kamal's logic. Maybe he and his family had been so caught up in the games and pageantry that they just lost the ability to dig behind the stories and really discover their meaning. How could I change his mind? How could I make him believe? Kamal, it's a lot to explain, so you're not really gonna understand it, but I live in San Francisco, and I came to Onam specifically to look for Mahabali.
What? You live in San Francisco? But that's on the other side of the world. So you flew here just for the festival? That's a big commitment to fun.
I didn't fly here, Kamal.
Well, you sure as hell didn't drive.
No, I didn't. I was transported here through a voluntary tunneling exercise.
A what exercise?
It's kind of complicated, but I know where you're coming from. I didn't believe in any of this for the longest time. I didn't want anything to do with these spiritual things. But something's happened, and I discovered that sometimes I need to venture across the limits of my mind. It's what the Rishiji taught me.
The Rishiji?
He's a seer, a mage, a lot like Mahabali. He wanders the earth, revealing the truth to those who need to learn it.
Another immortal?
Yeah, I don't really know about his lifespan, but I do know that he dictates the laws and shapes of reality. He helped me understand how do I explain it? The ability to transport myself into different time spaces.
Time spaces?
Yes, time spaces. They're like other worlds in other times. And that's what I did between your house and here. That door separated the dimension of where you live and Pataal Lok. I don't think it normally exists, but I was following Mahabali and you were following me. The door didn't have time to disappear. All this is a different dimension, Kamal. We're not in the real world anymore.
Pataal Lok? I'm really trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but saying that you saw Mahabali and followed him into the netherworld, it's a little far-fetched. And besides, I don't have any powers. I can't travel to other dimensions. So how did I travel to this one?
I guess I must have dragged you along somehow, with my power. It's like being in the wake of a ship. You get carried along with it.
I just felt the need to follow you here because you lost your way earlier. And you're my guest. My responsibility.
Thank you. That was really kind of you. And I think you're supposed to be a part of this journey. I mean, it makes sense considering you were the first person I met when I got to the Onam festival.
What the hell is that?
Come on, come into the light and get behind me. I know what to do.
What?
Do it!
Okay. Oh my god.
Kamal leaped to my side, and the two of us looked into the deep shadows of what I now realized was a cave. And then I saw them. 3 enormous pit bulls. They looked like ordinary pit bulls, but there was just one thing that was different. When they lifted their lips to bare jagged teeth, their snarls revealed 3 separate jaws, perfect for tearing flesh. And that wasn't all. Whether they were dogs or demons, they weren't supposed to be here. Then one of them broke from the pack, leaping towards me, its jaws wide in its attack.
Arya!
Next time on Shadow Realm.
Arya! Watch out!
Om Brahma Namaha.
Arya, what happened? You look totally shaken.
Who are you? And how do you know my name?
Spoken Layer.
Why don't more infant formula companies use organic, grass-fed whole milk instead of skim? Why don't more infant formula companies use the latest breast milk science? Why don't more infant formula companies run their own clinical trials? Why don't more infant formula companies use more of the proteins found in breast milk? Why don't more infant formula companies have their own factories instead of outsourcing their manufacturing? We wondered the same thing. So we made ByHeart, an infant formula company on a mission to get a lot closer to the most superfood on the planet, breast milk. Our patented protein blend has more of the important and most abundant proteins actually found in breast milk. We're the first and only US-made formula to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, not skim. We even conducted the largest clinical trial by a new infant formula company in a quarter century, with clinically proven benefits like easier digestion, less spit up, and softer poops versus a leading infant formula. And we make our own formula in the USA and our very own factories in Iowa, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com.